Broadcasting live from the heart of Europe. This is the one, the only, the finest in YouTube internet radio. It's In the Crease with me, Tommy C. Welcome back, everybody. I know I told you I was going to be broadcasting on Tuesday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard, but with the recent technical disaster that happened in last night's Shot from the Point episode, only with the second of its kind in its 2-year history. A lot of that has to do with some of the software that we're dealing with, or software upgrade that we're dealing with right now. But I had to get back on the air to rectify a horrible situation. And last night, although some of the content was good, it becomes almost unlistenable as the stream clicked in and out. A lot of that had to do with settings on my own computer that overtasked my processor that allowed it to cut off in the actual broadcast itself. But we'll be going over some of the heart of what we covered yesterday, a really funny moment in yesterday's show, as well as going over, as always, last night in Hockey Scores, the John Tortorella situation, all in about 30 minutes, plus music, music and news of the strange. I don't know if we have actually a strange story, but it's definitely going to be the top sports talking points. We're going to go over some stuff with Richard Sherman of the Seattle Seahawks. We'll check that out as well. But as always, I think we should go over one of the few things I know. Oh, I got a pop. See? There's the problem. We're getting pops and things of that nature. It's very upsetting, but what are you going to do? I can't let that stuff drag me down. Cry, whine, and what have you. Okay, last night, let's get the video up there. Last night in New York City, Madison Square Garden, the Rangers beat the Washington Capitals 4-1. Rangers dominate almost the entire game. Rick Nash, who was coming into his own after, I guess, finding out that he was going to be on Team Canada. Nash nets two goals. Two of his goals added. Actually, I had this written down already. Nash nets 2 in handing the Capitals their 5th straight defeat. Rangers looking real sharp. The Washington Capitals, apparently they're running with 3 goalies right now. It's hurting Braden Holtby's time. He doesn't look as sharp. He's had to replace their backup goalie. I'm hoping I'm not butchering this name, Gorborowski, who's not looked good in 2 games straight. I happened to catch the last 2 Capital games, watch them in their entirety. The Capitals look flat, uninspired, and relying too much on Alexander Ovechkin as always. But we'll see what they could do. Having a powerhouse like Ovechkin could certainly get them in the playoffs, but this is obviously not a Stanley Cup built team. In the other part of the league, Carolina versus the very solid and one of the more solid teams in the Eastern Conference, the Tampa Bay Lightning. Mark Babrino scores his first two career goals, and Ben Bishop's made his career high 48 saves. Ben Bishop, of course, is in the running for the Vezina. I would say I've seen a few reporters mention that at this point. Bishop may be a Vezina candidate as the goalie MVP this year. And we also have Chicago and Boston, a rematch of last year's Stanley Cup final. Chicago takes Boston 3-2 in the shootout. Jonathan Toews and Patrick Kane scored in the shootout to lead the Blackhawks by the Bruins. And that's what we have in the National Hockey League scores. Of course, what happened over the weekend is what absolutely everybody's talking about, is the, well, not only the brawl, so to speak, but the fact that John Tortorella, you can see him right there, jumped into the Calgary Flames locker room. The line brawl really probably wasn't a big deal. It was probably good for the Canucks, but because Tortorella, I guess, didn't get what he needed he managed to. John Tortorella took it way too far. I'm normally a defender of the man, and going into there's no possible good outcome for going into the Calgary locker room. Apparently, the Calgary coach didn't respond to any of his ranting and raving, even after the line brawl. He blew it off like he should have, and Tortorella was looking. I think the only question at this point now is, how many games does Tortorella get? I don't think it's in question at all that he's going to get suspended. I don't really have a problem. Vancouver has last change in a home game situation like this. They put a goon squad on the opening faceoff, so Tortorella throws a defenseman in the faceoff circle, and then we have a full-scale line brawl. Should have left it at that. Calgary still went over. Now we're having a different conversation altogether. We're talking about John Tortorella being suspended, as he probably should. I think that's it in the NHL. Only 3 games last night in the National Hockey League. I can go over some of the, actually, why don't we do this and check the web pages, if you can see it right here. In tonight's games, you'll see Philadelphia at the New York Islanders in a Martin Luther King 1 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time matchup, 2 p.m. For, of course, it is Martin Luther King Day. Philadelphia at Long Island. Islanders, of course, real hot as late. And another more matinee-ish 3 p.m. Eastern Standard. The Los Angeles Kings take on the Boston Bruins. Should be a quality matchup. And what should be a complete blowout, the Pittsburgh Penguins take on the Florida Panthers. They'll see them at home, and the result is probably guaranteed. If you wanted a quick double-up bet, I think I'd take that one. Panthers, of course, at the bottom of the league, and probably in the running for the first-round draft pick this coming NHL draft this summer. St. Louis at Detroit should be a good Western Conference matchup. The West is the deeper of the two conferences this year. You couldn't lose with a St. Louis Blues Detroit matchup. Toronto versus Phoenix at Phoenix. Dallas versus Nashville. And the hapless Calgary Flames will take on the San Jose Sharks. That's what we got for you right now. Let's get into the unsigned music. That's what I like to do. Play some music right here. We do it old school DJ style here on In the Crease with Tommy C. I'll be getting back to you with Richard Sherman, but right now it's Warp Drive.
Yeah. morning stars.
Good morning.
Tone live.
Yep. Let it be known, Magnum Force invade the home. Sitting on milk crates, dollar sign playing the role. Big bang, take little bank on the cash route. Keep running your mouth, I'ma knock your fucking teeth out. It's big dog, trailblazer, all haters get died slow. Mixing up the flow like cold water, pyro. Serving them up, smoke this scene, hydro. Eating up beef like corner store, gyros. Now you know, I left my stamp there. Overnight delivery, this is next day air. Rolling with Morning Star, giving out heavy bars to break your chest plate. Emergency, call the squad. Ain't enough to stop the rust that blares out. Radioactive, the substance will clear them out. The new outbreak, return to camp base. Swing like jungle brothers, snatching food off the plate.
Pondering thoughts while you're wandering lost. We suicidal maniacs stabbing their boss. We jabbing opponents with the thunder and lightning. This one takes a cake, now prepare for the icing. We pondering thoughts while you're wandering lost. We suicidal maniacs stabbing your boss. We jabbing opponents with the thunder and lightning. This one takes a cake, now prepare for the icing.
My style's vibrant and bay dirty. Y'all should be embarrassed to claim Jersey. Farrakha bangs birdies from 12 to 8:30. Slimy pimp shit, these cats sound like Fred from Limp Bizkit. Fresh out the Special Olympics. Rapping and hype, Mick Jagger rhymes, but daggers and knights. Your crew's full of faggots and dykes. Without swagger and glamour, I shine. Got haters shaking their heads like they were carrying lice. Bandit, I might see chicks look like the married tight till I put on some Barry White and beat that brunati nice. Never give them no money, just liquor and natty ice. Keep them if they're a cutie and if that fatty's tight. The wacky type, I roll with straight nutsos that blaze mud strolls and face fuck hoes. Hey bucko, I'm lyrically popping nines. Your bitch wanted my kid, so I told her to swallow mine.
We pondering thoughts while you're wandering lost. We suicidal maniacs stabbing your boss. We jabbing opponents with the thunder and lightning. This one takes a cake, now prepare for the icing. We pondering thoughts while you're wandering lost. We suicidal maniacs stabbing your boss. We jabbing opponents with the thunder and lightning. This one takes a cake, now prepare for the icing. Call the shit when you wanna. I'm reppin' the east. Speak through telepathy, then shatter the streets. Assaulting bad of your peeps with your raggedy sneaks. All better listen to me when your majesty speaks. The cookie crumbles when you enter in the jungle and you caught up in the trip net, ready to rumble. I kill 'em with kindness, every verse I craft. Got 'em caught in the storm every time I splash. Capsizing your rafters, each swell go past. Leave you shook of the guard with each treacherous glance. I'm too charged, always ready for action. A savage at work, no time for relaxing. Verses come to my brain with the force of a train. Cause the track to shake with each bar I display. I cut and fade, bring disaster to flames and murk the airwaves with each song that they play. We pondering thoughts while you're wandering lost. We suicidal maniacs stabbing your boss. We jabbing opponents with the thunder and lightning. This one takes a cake, now prepare for the icing. We pondering thoughts while you're wandering lost. We suicidal maniacs stabbing your boss. We jabbing opponents with the thunder and lightning. This one takes a cake, now prepare for the icing.
Rich Mahogany, Jersey's own prime pro living, and none other than Tone Live. And thanks, Rich Mahogany, for lending some of his stuff over here on the show. He's been doing it, letting me almost for the past year now. He allowed me to use. He gave me permission to use some of his music, and we do play unsigned music. I'm currently talking to a band right now, and it's going to be more of the hard rock vein. One of the things on SoundCloud that seems to be the hardest thing to do is find talented rock bands. It does seem to be a little easier to come over decent hip-hop and electronic music, but a rock band does seem to be a dime a dozen. I found a very, very solid rock band, and hopefully I get permission. Maybe I'll get to send them the show, and this would be a good opportunity for them to possibly hear. I got possibly be heard a little more. I got 200 some odd subs, and on the Shot from the Point Productions channel. All right, here it is. Last night, complete disaster as far as Shot from the Point, our flagship show, really what started it all. our hockey show, which is, I think, it's the type of podcast I'd want to listen to. But because of the software update, which seems to be running quite well right now, but there was issues with Skype, there was issues with things, and they're all being worked out for Shop from the Point. I think I was a little too ambitious with the type of things that I wanted to do and the type of, pressure that I'm allowed to put on my computer. But I brought that down a little bit without trying to sacrifice too much of the visual part of this internet radio show. And we're going to make those fixes. The worst part about it last night is I can't go back and I can't actually fix what was wrong. So we're stuck with that show. What I've been able to do in the past, because I recorded on Audacity, I'm able to kind of go back and redo it and make sure the audio is good. I was not running Audacity. I had that much confidence. I figure if I wanted to put an MP3 up, I could just take it off of YouTube itself, but it just didn't work out. And hopefully this broadcast, which is why I'm doing it today and not tomorrow, is why. Well, I mean, I need a good run. I need a makeup. I mean, and something of that nature. Now, last night, while we had technical problems, I'm not complaining about the content. Legendary comedian Jake Link was at its finest, and I would like to play for you right now some of that stuff. I thought it was hysterical. I thought it was pretty good, and this is probably going to make the Shop on the Point flashbacks, which is a sort of a best of clip section. So check out some of the stuff we did yesterday with, legendary Jake Link, and of course the great Joe Cronin, one of our greatest friends and supporters of the Shop on the Point program and productions channel. Here you go. Oh man, Alexander Salmon left off Team Russia. Big surprise there. I think we talked a little bit about it last week. Mr. It's funny because Alexander Salmon is joining us right now. Alexander, are you there?
Yes, I am here.
Oh, yes.
Yes, I am very, very sad about being left off Team Russia.
And then what will you do with yourself now?
They like that animal semen you were talking about. Yes, my name sounds like semen. I was made fun of a lot in grade school for that.
Is that why you don't back check?
Yes, that's why I don't back check. This semen does not back check.
Thanks.
Also, in Russian. Russians don't play defense.
No, that's right. Yeah, you're going to have a little trouble in the Olympics. Well, you can laugh because they don't have too many defensemen that I think can stop Team USA or Canada.
Oh, no, we depend on goals, and Sergei Bobrovsky, he win Vesna.
But I thought Velarnov's going to start.
Oh, no, Velarnov, he will be too busy beating his wife. I am not too good with improvisational skills. It's been a rough night.
Well, you got left off the team.
A little bit too much vodka. Speaking of vodka, go vote for my friend Jake Lincoln Gulio Vodka Challenge. So he could win New Jersey Devils tickets.
Thank you, Sergey. Or Alexander, whatever you're
It's Alexander. There's only 4 Russian names. There's Alexander, Sergey, Ilya, and Alexia. I don't know.
Alexei. That's like
4 names.
There's 4 names in Russia.
Pay you to watch them.
There's 4 names in Russia.
There's 4 names. Alexander, Pavel, Sergey, and Valery. Those are all 4 boys' names. That's all.
Thank you for joining us, Alexander. Have a good one. Jamie Langenborough retires. Yeah, that's right. And that was one of the highlights of last night's hockey show. Of course, we do sort of a shock jock style show and what have you. You're listening to In the Crease with Tommy C. Probably the most advanced video blog you'll ever have. We're here broadcasting. We always cover hockey and, of course, the news of the strange. Now, my next clip, like I said, it's not exactly the news of the strange and what have you, but it's going to be talked about, and I wanted to comment on this. Now, I can't play the audio or the video because let's see here. Oh, did I lose the audio for this? This would be unfortunate. Hold on a second. Let me work on it as usual. I must have exited out or things of that nature. But I cannot play the clip, the video clip, but I can play the audio. Otherwise, the NFL will hack my head off. Even though this is probably a fair use. Last night, let me check this because I am not much of a football fan. The San Francisco 49ers were defeated by the Seattle Seahawks 23-17, putting them in the Super Bowl against the Denver Broncos, what's being called the Pot Bowl. The Pot Bowl. I guess those two states are now legalizing marijuana. So, and I don't think the National Football League actually tests for marijuana. So it is the Pot Bowl. And last night there was I don't know, it's sort of maybe like a wrestling promo. That's what it sounded like. But I'm going to let you listen to it because it's an absolute rock.
Coach Richard, let me ask you the final play. Take me through it.
Well, I'm the best corner in the game. When you try me with a sorry receiver like Crabtree, that's the result you're going to get. Don't you ever talk about me.
Who was talking about you?
Crabtree, don't you open your mouth about this. Oh, I'm going to set it for you real quick. LOB.
All right, and Joe, back over to you.
Yeah. Now, Richard Sherman's taking a lot of heat for what he said and what have you. And I guess as a hockey fan, I suppose this could be my opportunity to say how great hockey players and how classy hockey players are and how NFL players aren't. Well, I decided that I'm not going to go the typical route. I'm not going to actually do that. Don Cherry usually says it's not fair to catch these guys like right after a game for I think the reasons you just saw. They're pumped, they're ready to go, and they might say something a little off. Now, I don't know enough about football, and I don't know what kind of guy this guy Sherman is. It was definitely classless. I'm not going to defend it in that sense. But, I mean, he's coming off a big win. He's pumped up, and he lost his mind. And, look, we have more camera access to these guys than we ever have before. And you're catching them right after, their adrenaline's at the highest, and they pop off and they say something kind of classless. That's the kind of stuff that's kind of said on the field, on the ice. Should have Crabtree, not Crabtree. Could Sherman handle himself better? Yeah, of course. But I'm actually going to cut this guy a break, like I said, without knowing his history or his behavior. I don't know. I don't know if these, they want the inside scoop. They want what it's really like to be an NFL or an NHL or an MLB or a baseball player or whatever. And you know what? When the media gets it, they don't exactly like what they see. Again, I'm not defending Crabtree. The guy was pumped. Last year in the playoffs, the Ottawa Senators lost a big game. It's not coming to me who they lost to. It was Pittsburgh, in fact. And they asked the captain, then captain Daniel Alfredsson, how he felt about the rest of the series. And he was just like, hey, not too good. I don't think we're going to win it. Which is like the worst thing you could say. You're always in it until the end. But Don Cherry defended Alfredsson. I mean, they just caught him right after the game. He was upset, and he let things spill. Didn't have time to collect. So I think you could also, make where you can make the argument where the guy's upset. You can also make the argument when he's hyped up. Now, without knowing too much about Sherman, I don't know what his history is, and if he's been doing this before, he deserves all the flack he's going to get. I really don't care. I think the whole thing was kind of funny, and I want to listen to it again. That's
Coach Richard, let me ask you the final play. Take me through it.
Well, I'm the best corner in the game. When you try me with a sorry receiver like Crabtree, that's the result you're going to get. Don't you ever talk about me.
Never.
Who was talking about you?
Crabtree, don't you open your mouth about the best. Oh, I'm going to set it for you real quick. LOB.
All right, and Joe, back over to you.
Back over to you. Yeah, there's not much to say. He was pumped. It's also true, too, that they kind of let boxers get away with this. But football, hockey, and baseball, basketball players are not supposed to act like this. So, I don't know. I really don't have too much problem with it. Listen, you know what you could do? is you can add me on Skype. You don't even really need to add me. I'm open, and you can give me a call either when the show is on or off the air. Leave a message, please, and we'll get back to you. If you'd like to get a hold of us with future shows, that would be great. Like I said, In the Crease is sort of a 30-minute, I don't know, news broadcast or of the past events that concern the Shot from the Point Productions channel. And that's what we're going to be doing pretty much every day. Our next broadcast is going to be at, should I say this? Yes. 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'll be going over last night's NHL games, and if anything kooky like that happens, we'll be covering. We cover the news of the strange, the news of the weird, of course, the National Hockey League, and it gives me a chance to spit and get things off my mind. Let's go to plugs, of course. And if we could actually get a smooth transition for a change instead of actually lagging like that, JohnFreemanMusic.com, JohnFreemanMusic.com, JohnFreemanMusic.com. John Freeman is the official musician for the Shot from the Point Productions channel. All the music you hear on, especially Shot from the Point, is done by John Freeman, and we really appreciate his time and effort. As always, check out JohnFreemanMusic.com for the latest and greatest in Shot from the Point, music. What do you want from me? I'm not a professional here. Are you a wrestling fan? Well, I got the guy for you. Look at him up there. His name's Joe Cronin, The Joe Cronin Show, friend of the Shot from the Point Productions channel, and a good guy who hooked me up with this software that failed so brutally last night. Joe Cronin, great guy. You can see him right here. He does a wrestling call-in show that's actually a must-hear. He's on a multitude of channels and what have you. He does a live broadcast on a multitude of, but way you can get hooked up with is go to JoeCroninShow.com. I apologize. Go to YouTube/Joe Cronin Show, and he'll get you those live broadcasts. He does have a strike on him. But you can catch the on-demand version on his YouTube channel, and it'll also lead you to where he does his live broadcast. He got a BS strike because, well, apparently he wasn't breaking YouTube copyright rules, but that aggravated the fans that he was not breaking the rules. So YouTube, the faceless YouTube ID content, put him straight out of business. The flagship show of the Shot from the Point channel is, of course, Shot from the Point live, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Please check us out. You can check out the old show if you can get through it, but I totally recommend episode 34. It was a really good episode. We had a lot of fun to let you know what exactly we're doing. Also, we have interviews coming up with Puck Daddy Sean Mooney. Sean Mooney, that's somebody I went to high school. No, Harrison Mooney, of course. Harrison Mooney will be joining us real soon. I'm trying to book the days and get everything done. Hopefully next Sunday. And as soon as you know, we'll definitely mention here on In the Crease. Harrison Mooney coming in. And we're also trying to book an interview with one Evan Bartles. He's an up-and-coming musician. I really enjoy his stuff. And he's actually a roommate with somebody that I was in the Army with. So Evan Bartles will be on here soon enough. We're going to book that on an In the Crease episode. Like I said, In the Crease, Joe Cronin, Shot from the Point. It is time to say goodbye, folks. Yeah, that's it. That's all we got for you today. And when that's all we got for you, we say goodbye with the Connery Pirates, as usual, the In the Crease official exit song, so to speak. Hey, listen. We'll see you. We'll see you tomorrow. 7 p.m. Eastern Standard. Can't catch us live? Check us on demand. Peace. Have a good one. See you tomorrow.
We was the best. I'm like a shithouse poet, riding around like a fool. You just embarrassing us, all dressed up like a fool. Tequila the beat and a case to a sham. Wanna rub up on me and